And be quiet. Shh. So good afternoon. Please have a seat as quick as possible. You're already late. I think there will be some kind of punishment for Karlsruhe. Shh. Okay, so, like I said, good afternoon. We will start this GA session with point number 41, external relations presentations, which I will open now. And I think I had some proposals for teaching dances to me. So would somebody, some of these, like to come to the front? Do I have to choose? What? What happened during the break? Which hammer? You mean this hammer that I have here? Yeah, so Doxy, please come to the front.
Mute the live stream, please.
I thought I was learning. Okay, so now we have some announcements. First of all, from the organizers, there was this one phone that was found yesterday, which I announced this morning. Apparently nobody has picked it up. Has nobody lost a phone? Okay, then I don't know, maybe it's not from ours. Then we have an announcement from Louise.
So the moment that I think many of you have been waiting for is here. I'm really glad to present you the delegates from Cambridge. So, guys, maybe you can just quickly... Yeah, maybe you can just quickly introduce yourselves.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kenno. I'm from Cambridge. I'm in 4th year of manufacturing engineering, having a great time. And it's really great to be in Budapest, so thank you very much. Sorry we're late.
So, hi, I'm Tom. I'm also a 4th year manufacturing engineer. And yeah, if that's the reception that we get for disappearing years, then slightly tempted to do it again. But on a serious note, sorry for becoming a bit of a mythical beast around here, and hopefully in future we'll try to be more involved, even if we can't necessarily come to events during term time. But yeah, hope to see you around.
Okay, thank you. Now you can take a seat in between the Italians. Yeah, thanks.
Tom, I think it's your red hair that caused the attention. Just ask Joris. Everybody loves that here. Just of course. I hope you're not offended. Yeah, so let's move forward and start with the presentation from IE Ireland. Okay, so then we start with IE America.
Hi everyone, glad to be here again. This is the 3rd council meeting, so I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. So my name is Geert Leetens. I actually am a professor at the Military Academy in Brussels, Belgium. But I work as a liaison for IIE America in trying to, bridge between societies in the US and, here in Europe. And so for a few years, we already, started to exploring some potential relationships with ESTIEM. And today I just wanted to provide you a new update on what we've done so far. I'll start with the good news. ESTIEM made it to the front page of Industrial Engineer. And I can only say, and that's a big deal. Because that's, the main magazine from IIE. All the members, get that magazine. So that's about, 17,000 people around the world. In other words, I think it's a great story, also great contributions, with the article that promotes, the competitions that you guys do, the activities. So at least, all the IEs in, the institute know about ESTIEM at this moment, for sure. I also want to highlight that we will continue to collaborate with the folks from the ESTIEM magazine in providing, articles. This one, the one that you will take home, has one from the Vice President International, Dr. Bopaya Bidanda. On the next generation of engineers. You will see, engineers without borders, etc. Trying to, explain what the future for industrial engineers will all be about. Second thing is, when I first came here, I mentioned, okay, the US and Europe, there's a lot of water in between, but today there is technology. We can still, provide access to a really interesting network of people with highly specialized skills. So one of the things that we did is supported the total lead days that were organized by a group in Porto. And so one of the professors, yeah, there's the group, maybe guys raised. Congratulations. And so 5 days we organized a webinar, as you can see from a professor, Dr. Ferris, from Texas Tech, who really, done a lot of research on Kaizen events. Okay, I think, you know, like we learned a number of lessons, you know, like some of them were technology oriented, some of them were on, you know, like trying to fine tune, you know, like the topic with, you know, like the topic of the session. But I feel very strong that we're all set, you know, like in doing this kind of webinars, you know, like more frequently in the future. And so when it comes to projects such as vision, etc., I see no reason why, you know, like we would not be able to by either professors or folks in industry in the US that would be able to share, you know, like their knowledge with you guys. And then finally, I mentioned, you know, like there's a lot of knowledge, you know, like academic knowledge within IIE. There's also a lot of interesting companies, you know, like in the institute. And so for one group of Eindhoven, they did a tour in the US where they wanted to look at service-oriented industry in the US and compare that with, you know, like service-oriented industry in Europe. And so we got them in contact with Boeing and this one, you know, like Disneyland. So they got a behind-the-scene tour of about half a day, you know, provided by the manager of industrial engineers of Disneyland, who is also, you know, like a fellow of the institute. Okay, I think, you know, like the next step here is like that we will try to further collaborate through the student chapters. So at this moment, there's one IIE student chapter that also is an ESTIEM student chapter. Oh, sorry, and that comes from Bilkent University. Yes, congratulations. So what we're doing there is we found a university in the US that had, you know, like interest in sharing experiences with, you know, like student chapters here in Europe. And these are from Virginia Tech. Where are the Virginia Tech folks, guys? Can you please raise? Thank you. They'll share, you know, like a little bit of their story with you in a minute, so I won't, you know, like detail on all these kind of things. Really happy that we can actually come to this point where now we can start working from student to student. Okay, so I think it's great that I've been able to facilitate, you know, like contacts, and I'll continue to do that in the future. But I'm sure, you know, like there are plenty of ideas, you know, like are in this room available. If we can just connect you immediately, then, you know, like all things will go a lot faster, I'm sure. We also have two new student chapters that are interested in also becoming an IIE chapter. So we will continue to work, you know, like on that area. And I also wanted to mention that we found some sponsors to help you set up these IIE student chapters. To start a student chapter, there is more or less a minimum cost of $300. That is, you know, like the price of membership for one faculty and then for 5 students. And that's enough, you know, like to get you started as a chapter, but we know that for some student chapters within ESTIEM, that was a burden. So just, you know, like to help you guys get over that burden, we created this kind of fund within the institute. Virginia Tech donated $1,000 and my company, you know, like provided some money so that we can have 5 student chapters that, you know, like if they have, you know, like no financial support, then at least we can give them, you know, like a kickoff for the first year. And I'm really sure that, you know, like with all the, you know, like ideas that float around here, it's not really that difficult to make a self-sustaining chapter, okay? So we'll provide you the kickoff, and then, you know, like you guys can grow and see the benefits of the collaboration yourself. Okay, so in summary, I think that if I look back on, you know, like from where I was the first time I presented last year here at the council meeting and where we are now, we're getting beyond the phase of just getting to know each other. Okay, that was essentially the first reason why I came last year, just to get to know ESTIEM and, you know, like the activities, etc. I think now we are at the start of a promising collaboration. We, you know, prototype diverse collaboration activities has been illustrated with the publications, the webinars, the company visits. And I'm also, you know, like very happy that actually the team is growing. I mean, you know, like on the side of IIE, I'm not alone here. You know, like the students from Virginia Tech are here. I can tell you, like that behind the scenes, there are several other people that look out for, like opportunities to collaborate. So I have a team that I can work with to connect, so that's a lot encouraging as well. And I feel that in ESTIEM, there are more and more people that come to me to ask, like how can we move forward, etc. So it's not only, like activities, it's also, like about more and more people that get connected. The next step for us is, to continue to support ESTIEM at, like let's say a global level for some of the central activities like Vision, Times, the Academics Days, the Summer Academies. But we certainly, like as a next objective, have to grow the student-to-student collaboration. We'll start with, Virginia Tech and Bill Kent University, but we plan to roll that out as of, the second half of next year towards some of the other new student chapters. So that's essentially, like what I wanted to share with you. I'll be happy, of course, to answer any questions there are.
Thank you for the presentation. And do we have a microphone? Yeah. So, yeah, just Marcia can take question.
Marcia, local group Porto. So, hi Gert.
Hi.
Thank you for your presentation. And as you know, this open call for this new system that we have in the Vision project, the Vision system. But we are actually having a hard time making professors understand exactly what we want, and also to make them understand that they don't need to allocate that much time. So if you had to give us an advice, maybe not only for Vision, but for project in general, how to cooperate better with professors that are not from our home universities, what would that be?
Well, it also, I think, it depends a little bit of what you would expect from these professors. Just to illustrate, like I know, like the Vision project nowadays is focusing on food, and so I'm trying to identify folks within the US at this moment that both practitioners and professors are willing, like to support some of these things. When it comes to traveling, that's an issue. Okay, and so especially for folks from industry, it's even harder to travel than, like folks from academia. So you will have to let them know largely upfront, I think. So the sooner you can reach out to, like potential speakers, like the better. So if you can already give an update of, like even a next year's project, I think, like that would be very helpful. I'm sure that, like the clarifications in the IEM Industrial Engineer magazine will create a lot of exposure as well. We can still think about, like putting things on the website to solicit for speakers, etc. So I'll be happy to work with you on generating new ideas there. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else have questions?
Kubilay, local group Ankara Metro. Actually, I really didn't understand that much the term student chapter. Can you elaborate on that?
Can you say again the last part? You didn't understand?
The student chapter term of the term. I don't understand the term. Sorry.
Okay, let's see. Does that work? Can you go back? Yeah. The way that we actually work is ESTIEM has a number of student chapters, and what we try to do is to create within those student chapters also an IIE student chapter. And then if they do so, they'll have access to all the sources of IIE. That means, like the network, the companies, all the articles, all the webinars that are available, like etc. So what we try to do is explore potential where the student chapters from ESTIEM could use some of the knowledge base or the network options from IIE to enrich the activities that they're doing locally. And to give you more details about that, there's a presentation from the Virginia Tech students coming up soon, and they'll clarify the typical activities that an IIE students chapter in the US is doing. And that, like, might be a source of inspiration to say, like, oh, that's possible. Okay? Good. I think then we're good, right?
Yeah. Thanks for the questions, and thanks once more for the presentation. So apparently IIE Ireland, due to illness, was not able to be present. So unfortunately we couldn't see the presentation from them. But luckily we have some very special visitors also from students from the America. And we have my friends Zvonko and Clara from Virginia Tech.
Hello everyone. Something to clarify is the student chapter is what you call a local group. So it's a different terminology, but that's kind of what it means. Now, yeah. Yeah, before we jump into our presentation, I would like to thank everyone in STEAM and give special thanks to Gert, Essin, and our university, because without them, we couldn't be here. Also, during the days here in the council meeting, we've been able to learn so much about you guys, and now I want to share more with you about our university and our student chapter. My name is Zvonko Zindrich, as you heard, and this is Clara Bigelow, and we're here we're seniors in Industrial Systems Engineering at Virginia Tech, and in the student chapter in IIE, I'm the president, and Clara is the secretary. So Clara, let's...
Okay. Okay. So this picture is Burris Hall, which is one of the most iconic buildings on our campus. Yeah. How do I use this? Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So our school has 31,000 students, undergraduate students, in 8 colleges with 65 different bachelor degrees. We also have a graduate school with 7,000 students. Our motto is Ut Prosum, that I may serve, which comes from when our university was completely a military university and students were required to serve in the military for 2 years. Our school is one of 3 public universities that has both a military and civilian lifestyle. Some fun facts about our school is that our mascot is a hokie, which is kind of like a turkey, but the term is made up. So our football chant is "Let's go Hokies," which is what we yell at roll call, and you can hear that all over campus on game days. Another fun fact is that our school is ranked #1 for best campus food for the 3rd consecutive year. You can get anything from lobster to London broil and anything and everything in between. Yeah, we eat well. Okay, so some more about our department, the Grado Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, or ISE for short, is that it was founded in 1920 and is one of the oldest industrial programs in the United States. We have 15 engineering departments, including aerospace, civil, chemical, material science, etc. And our ISE department is ranked #6 in the United States. Our department has 950 students, and something that's unique about our engineering department is that first-year students come in as just general engineering, and they take classes to introduce them into every type of engineering from aerospace, chemical, everything. And then they apply their second year to a particular department. And then these pictures, the bottom one is Durham Hall, which is our academic building, and the top one is a Rolls-Royce airplane engine, which is suspended from the ceiling in one of our new engineering buildings. And I'm going to hand it back to Zvonko to talk more about our ISE curriculum and our chapter of IIE.
So in our curriculum in Virginia Tech, we focus on, we focus on 4 different areas: human factors and ergonomics, manufacturing systems engineering, management systems, and operations research. Something that's very unique at Virginia Tech is that we have a senior design project, 1-year-long project that you work with in a student group of 4 students, and you solve an industrial engineering problem that a company presents to the university. Also, many of our students complete a minor, so we have minors in business, statistics, math, and others. And there's a 75% participation rate in internships, so it's typically done in the summer. I've done 3 personally, as well as Clara, she's done 3. And we also have a 35% participation rate in undergraduate research. So this is a specific project that you solve along with graduate students, so students are pursuing their master's degree, and doctorate students and a professor, and you're solving a very complex problem. Lastly, we have 3 student organizations within our department, being the student chapter of IIE. So the Institute of Industrial Engineers is as Gerd said, is the largest professional organization of industrial engineering worldwide. And some of the things that they offer are, for example, communities and groups, so the Society of Engineering Management Systems, training, which you can get trained in certifications like Lean, Six Sigma, project management, conferences in which we have university regional conferences, which are for students, as well as a national conference in which professionals and students come together and network. Lastly, the Career Center, in which the companies related with IIE post their jobs, and the students, the IE members, can go ahead and apply to. Our chapter of Virginia Tech currently has 207 student members, and the way it works is we have 4 elected officers, which are the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, and this appoint the other 6 officers through interview processes. Our main areas that we focus in are professional development, corporate relations, student outreach and social events, and fundraising. And now Clara is going to talk to you more about the activities that we do in these different areas.
Okay, so our chapter focuses mostly on professional development and corporate relations, but we also have social and fundraising aspects. Within professional development, we host resume or CV and interview workshops to help students get ready for career fairs or job fairs. We also organize plant tours in manufacturing and logistics plants. We've gone to Walmart, Volvo, and UPS. We also attend our regional student and national conferences, and we are starting a leadership summit conference, which Svanko will go more into later. Within corporate relations, we reach out to companies seeking sponsorship, offering them opportunities to present an info session to our students, our IAE members and ISC students, and sometimes even all engineering students together. And we're also looking to start a student case competition, much like your Times. And then within social, we mostly use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., to advertise our events and reach out to freshmen and sophomore to recruit them to our department. And within fundraising, our biggest fundraising event is our Six Sigma Green Belt training. This last October, we had 142 students in attendance with 100% pass rate, which translates to $76,000 of revenue or 60,000 euros. Okay, and so now you're probably wondering why we're here. Our student chapter of IIE would like to collaborate with ESTIEM. We see this as a win-win situation. We learn something from you and you learn something from us. But this is a list of the things that we're thinking we could do, anything from joint chapter meetings to inviting you to virtually participate in our senior symposium, maybe doing a joint case study, and also co-authoring articles for both ESTIEM and IAE magazines. And now I'm going to turn it back to Svanko to talk about some of our upcoming events that are really cool.
So two unique opportunities that we have that we want to talk about are the Leadership Summit, as Clara mentioned, which will be a one-day conference mainly focused on leadership for 200 engineering students in Virginia Tech. And we would like to invite ESTIEM members to this event, of course. And the Student Regional IE Conference, which this year for our region will be in Clemson University. And it's a conference that has students from 10 universities in the United States. So something to think about is that Virginia Tech is extending an invitation to STEAM members to come to the United States and participate in these 2 events that are going to happen that same week. So you would travel to the United States, let's say Friday. We will try to host you with students at Virginia Tech throughout the week, and we could potentially cover all the costs of food. So the only cost that you would have to pay is for the flight ticket, and that's it. And you would be able to participate in the Leadership Summit that we'll be hosting, as well as 2 job fairs that will happen at Virginia Tech during that week, in which you will have the opportunity of applying to companies within the Fortune 500 in the entire world, and the regional conference. So we're very excited about these collaboration opportunities, and we really see a lot of value in between for the collaboration between IIE and STEAM. And now we're going to open it for questions.
Thanks for the presentation. Do you have questions? In any case, I propose that you just go talk to these guys. They're really cool. At least I think so, and yeah. So, but Jean-Yves?
Jean-Yves, local group Champs-Élysées. Yeah, once again. My question is about the Six Sigma certification. Are you actually delivering the training, or how does it work? Is it the students delivering trainings to pass the certification, or is it in cooperation with IIE, you get professionals delivering trainings and so on?
Okay, so our event is 3 days. It's 2 days of training, and then the last day is the test. And we had two instructors come in from IIE that do the whole training. Does that answer everything? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, this one you do pay for. Do you want me to go into all of that? Yeah? Okay, well, so the Six Sigma training is usually very, very expensive, like in the thousands of dollars. But as a member of IIE, we get it for $400, which is still a little expensive, but the benefit is, I mean, it's a lot of benefit. You set yourself apart pretty much everybody else, because as a college student you already have this training that a lot of other people won't have, and companies see that. And I mean, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, just to add on to that, I mean, the Green Belt and the Six Sigma Green Belt is the first professional certifications that people out there in the workforce obtain, and you're obtaining this as a student. So like Clara said, it sets you apart. It's a very unique opportunity. And I know it's at a high price, but it's a long-term investment, because it's gonna make you a better candidate. You might end up at a better company once you graduate.
I just wanted to say that IIE has a training center. They provide various types of courses. They are looking forward, to working with ESTIEM student chapters in providing these kind of trainings here in Europe. And then essentially the way that it will work is that the student chapter will pay for the cost, the expenses, but all the profit, would stay within the student chapter. So if you would, promote it and get folks from industry to attend that, etc. As you can see by the case that was provided by Virginia Tech, there's very often a sound business case there for the chapter there. I didn't mention that yet because I think, we need to be realistic. At this moment, we first have to further stimulate the collaboration between the student chapters, but I'm really sure that there's a lot of potential in there for raising funds, for ESTIEM in the future. So, thanks for the question.
Do you still have a question? Okay, yeah, you can take it.
You mentioned some social activities. Do you have any songs that you would like to share with us?
So, a specific song, we don't, but if you want to help us out cheering Let's Go Hokies as in our football games, we'll be very honored. So, let's go! Hokies! Let's go! Hokies! Let's go! Hokies! Thank you, guys.
Thank you. What do you guys think? Do they look a bit tired? Would you like to try to do a haka with me in front of all these guys? Okay. And obviously also our other friend from EP.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Volker. I'm from Graz University of Technology and I'm PhD student there. I just tell you something about... Oh, nothing happened. Okay, I just tell you in a short way something about from APM what happened since the last council meeting in Istanbul. That's my second council meeting. And yeah, I will do it in 3 minutes and then Jim is talking about the future of APM. Good. The 7th APM conference in Graz, our institute was organizing this conference and there were around 50 participants at this APM meeting and we discussed a lot of projects, what we can do for the future. How can we build up the APM community? We had presentations, discussions and we did a brainstorming of what projects are interesting and the major questions, how can we integrate as team students to these projects? The output, 6 APM projects we wrote down and
some financial support from the VWI. Then VWI gets the training material for the trainers because we set up these trainers only 3 years ago, so we had some great benefit from you, and we can take part at your council meeting, Summer Academy, Europe 3D, and so on. Then there, of course, are some differences as well. ESTIEM has this European concentration. There we have this intercultural aspect, and VWI, on the other hand, we have this professional members, and we have the connection with the students and the professional members, and due to that fact we have quite a good cooperation with the industry. But in the cooperation agreement we set up some points how we want to work together, that student has to decide either he wants to go in the VWI or ESTIEM, but you can go both ways. Yeah, how do we benefit from each other? Of course, there's some knowledge exchange. We can talk about what's, for example, going on in IEM discussions in our countries. Yeah, we have this close network. We are working together, doing some events together, communication and synergy effects. So we have a very close communication on between the boards, but also in the local groups. And of course, the fun comes along just automatically. Yeah, then I want to announce a special event that we are joining. It's the Brain Trainer. It's hosted in our local group Ansbach, and our trainers are doing it together with your Brain Trainer. Yeah, I think the application deadline is on Sunday, so if you want to take place there, please sign in at the STEAM portal. Yeah, for the future, we just want to go on with this close collaboration. We will still have this exchange of trainers, and we want to involve more active VWI professors to the APM organization. Yeah, do you have some questions?
So questions to the guys, to Sabrina and Hauke?
You can maybe just think about it for a moment, then we'll do some song together. You all know the Hobelbank?
I have to hit the hammer soon, so would you like to show me how to dance the Rote Pferd? Yes, of course. Awesome. So, I now close point number 41, external relations presentations, and open point number 42, miscellaneous.
But actually, before we go on with the Rote Pferd, I want to thank for the invitation to the council meeting and want to hand over some presents that we're taking to our local groups in this year. To Tibor, I thank you very much for our cooperation, and yeah, little puzzle and
So in miscellaneous, tonight we have the discussion session and questions to applicants. And could you open the presentation? So basically, we have a lot of themes that we can talk about. And just a quick presentation before we start. So basically we have time today until 7, so 50 minutes, and tomorrow until from 9 to 10:15. And first of all, what we will vote on this council meeting, to summarize it to you, we have proposed changes in the internal regulations. We have the proposal to change the board year, the proposal of exclusion of LG Cambridge, the applications for membership and observership, and then the person applicants, so financial controller, project leaders, and okay, that's not persons, but yeah, okay, application for the council meeting organization. What other topics you proposed during the break? And I actually was surprised how many topics you proposed, and I'm really happy about that. So there were a lot of different possibilities that you would like to talk about. And yeah, so basically what I would say is most important at the council meeting is to focus on the urgent topics which include voting tomorrow. So focus on the discussions that help you make informed decisions on how you vote tomorrow. And what I would propose is that we do the questions to applicants tomorrow and discuss today the other topics. The reason for this proposal is that you get to have a fresh look at the faces of the applicants tomorrow morning before you vote. We all have enough time to discuss these internal regulation changes also after this discussion session if some new things come up. And we also don't want that we ignore themes that are important but maybe not as sexy as these board applicants, for example. Yeah, they are really sexy, the board applicants. So, what do you guys think? Does anybody have any opposition to my proposal? Do the person applicants, so board applicants, project leader applicants, financial control applicants, is it okay for you that you have to be fit again tomorrow morning for questions? Of course, it should be okay. Awesome. So we will continue like this, which means that... Can I go backwards or not? Is it not possible? Can you go to this slide? So basically, I would start by having the proposals for the changes in internal regulations discussed. We can allocate 10, maximum 15 minutes for that. And I would like to, questions already proposed beforehand, but I would like Tom to come to the front. And then people who have questions, raise your arms already. So Tibor has a technical, some technical information that he would like to share.
We will have for the discussion session, we were running a system for the beginning of the council meeting. From the live stream questions that were raised, they were sent to Google Moderator. That's a different system. I've just another link where you can state questions. What the nice thing about this is that you can like questions. You can also log in and you can like questions, and then if a lot of people like this one question, then you can see a lot of people are interested in this question. So we're gonna have a test run now. If you want, I will put on a URL in a second, so you can see the address. You can go online with your smartphone and even go onto this website, and you can check the questions that are coming up there, or even suggest your own suggestion, question. This will be just a test run, so it will be additionally to the normal questioning here in the room. It is just possible that you also can go online and state your question there, or get inspired by these questions there.
Yeah, but let's start with the discussion, and Tibor can work on it at the same time. So raise your arm, please, for the question. And I can remember that we had a lot of questions when this was proposed, so please don't be shy or think that you can get home earlier if you don't ask questions. So please just get up if you have a question, and you will get your turn. Start with Bart.
Yeah, someone has to start off, so it's going to be me. Tom, I have a question about the proposal to change the statement on profit and loss sharing for council meeting organizers. You're proposing a written agreement, but I want to take a step back first and ask you how many cases are known when there was actually an agreement with a council meeting organizer about profit and loss sharing? Because I have the feeling that it almost never happens. So maybe we should also propose that we might even get rid of this sentence completely in the internal regulations.
No, that there was at least a profit and loss document at CM Famagusta, but that's quite a long time ago. I know that, for example, for council meeting Eindhoven, there was not something signed. It's indeed a valid question to ask whether we should have something like that, but I personally think that it's actually good to have something written down whether you will share profit and loss or whether not. It's just a document to sign, and you have proof whether you are going to share this or not, and losses, of course.
Just a procedural question. Is it possible to add the option of not having this sentence at all during the voting, on the voting sheet? That we have a couple of options to choose from, like we keep it the way it is now, or we do the proposal that you came up with, or your team, to have a written agreement at least half a year before the council meeting, and the other option is to just completely erase it.
Yeah, that's possible. I'll speak to the voting committee about that.
Okay, yeah, I hope we can continue discussion about this topic. So if anyone else wants to say something.
Sorry, okay. I would like to just make it easier. If you have a comment on what's discussed right now, raise 2 arms. And then, so this is not only now, but always. And then if you have another question, just raise 1 arm. So we can take Jelle first.
Jelle, Groningen. Yeah, I was curious. Yeah, okay, let's start with this looks funny, the arms. Yeah, great. So I just wanted to say that by default, yeah, that there is no financial obligation for a local group. So you might, yeah, if in practice this never happens, then why would you add that you need to make an agreement on this?
Well, we were looking from what was there currently. So currently there should be an agreement, and we thought like, yeah, let's make sure that this agreement, if there's agreement, that it's actually somewhere documented. But it's indeed also, yeah, it might also not be. It might also be outside. Well, not in the internal regulations, but that's what you decide, and it's more like if we do get it out of the internal regulations, then it's also not really a problem. But we wanted to make it clear that if there's a statement that it's written, but that's, yeah.
Do I still have to state my local group, Stephanie, local group Eindhoven? So if we don't have a written agreement, what will this imply for ESTIEM, I mean financially?
Nothing. All events of ESTIEM are organized financially independently from ESTIEM. Except, yeah, you have some cases with times where semi-finals have to transfer some money to the central team for covering some losses. But if there's no agreement, then ESTIEM has no obligations to pay anything, but they will also not get anything from that event.
Thank you. So we take Edith.
Hi, Edith, LG Eindhoven. I was just, yeah, hello. Sorry. In CM Eindhoven, we actually did have an agreement. We made an agreement to not do profit and loss sharing. And I think it's very important to have the agreement because then it's clear. And it can also be an agreement that you don't do profit and loss sharing. And I think it's very important to put that on paper because then everyone knows what we're dealing with. It's very clear to everyone. So that's why I think an agreement is very important.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree on that, but it's like, it's more the question, do we want to share profit and loss or not? Yeah, it's well, thanks for your comment. And
let's take the technical question first from the back. As I understand, there is a technical question.
EK Budapest, could you please, Tibor, write or find it the whole proposal, and could we read it first, because some of us might not remember completely what it's all about?
So the presentation from Tom.
Thank you.
It will come up. So let's, Joris, do you still have your question? Or
yeah, I might just quickly wanted to state that I don't agree with Bart that it would be good to give a voting option to exclude it. The proposal is different, so it would be changed in a way now that is not according to the proposal. And the reason that it's important to have such an agreement is in case council meetings make a profit, that they then should lower the participation fee instead of making a profit. And I just, even if Bart's proposal gets through, I want to remind everybody that that is the reason, lower participation fees.
Okay. Does somebody still have really important comment to this topic, this exact topic? So that let's take Israel from back right.
Yeah, maybe for clarification.
Israel, LT Berlin.
Israel from LG Berlin, thank you. For clarification maybe, we had it definitely also for CM Istanbul, so it's being used also recently.
Can you have the microphone a little bit closer to your speaking
Okay.
machine?
All right. So for clarification, it has been used in the past, also recently, most recently I think for the CM Istanbul. So it's not just something in the document which happened like way in the past. So and the second thing is it's not only about profit and loss sharing. The template that we use also includes like a commitment of the organizers towards hosting a certain number of participants. So that gives the board the ability to plan very well because they know, okay, we're going to have at least 250 places or something like that. And also an upper limit for the participation fee. So for example, I think in Istanbul you committed when you applied or when we signed the agreement after that to have a maximum participation fee of 70 euros or something like that. And so the organizers, or 60, and then the organizers are committed to actually also reaching that goal and making that happen.
Okay. We spent quite much time on this single point. Do you still agree that, or do you still think that you need more discussion on this? Or has this, the first question that was asked, has this been answered in a good enough manner? Okay, so let's move on. Who have more questions on other things in the internal regulations? So let's start by Jonas.
This was for this topic.
No, Jonas Frimmer. He had a new question.
Jonas Frimmer, LG Karlsruhe Budapest Lund. I wanted to know about the question concerning the guest groups when they apply to become observer. So if it ends, according to the new legislation, their guest status ends with the application for observership. Meaning if they would get rejected in their application, they would also lose the guest status, right?
Yes.
And is there a point behind it?
Yes, because if a guest group applies for observership and is not accepted, there's usually a quite good reason with it, and we, like the MEMS committee and us, didn't see the reason why they should stay in the network. If they, however, are would still be good for the network, they can reapply for guest status.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Do we have any follow-up questions or comments to this topic? So we have one from Siegen, but we wait for the secretary. So here, but let's wait for the secretary first. And we still have 4 minutes for this theme of the internal regulations for now. Yep.
Jonas, local group Siegen. If a guest group applies for observer and gets rejected, will they be able to apply for guest status again at the same council meeting, or would they have to wait for half a year?
There's no limit for applying for guest status, so they, in theory, they can apply like 1 minute after they got rejected for observership. And guests don't have to apply at the council meeting.
Thank you. So do we have only one more question? Good, let's take this one.
Gaudi from LG Groningen. I had a question about this article with the bullet points. I think one of the bullet points says that that when an observer applies for being like getting membership, they have already have to attend one council meeting before, but this is already stated in another article, namely 9.1.5, I believe. So this is like necessary to say it twice, isn't it?
Let me quickly check it.
9.1.5 it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Well, it's indeed unnecessary. I, however, not sure if we should remove it like now, because it like changes the internal regulations again. So we would require a new presentation from me tomorrow. If you really want it, then I can do it. Depends on.
Couldn't it be like a really short presentation then, just like, okay, I changed this, like, point.
Okay, I'll do that. If you really want it, I will do that.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the questions. What I would like to remind at this point is that I don't want to tell you that that you should vote no against these changes, but I would also like to say that ESTIEM has been working all the time without these changes, and you don't have to feel pressurized to vote for anything, neither yes or no. So make informed decisions if you feel you understand what the change is about, and if the change you feel is good and there's no problems with it, vote yes. But if there are some problems with some proposals, I'm sure that the FLCs can work them out, or the whole ESTIEM can work them out, and these things should be discussed beforehand, because in the council meeting we don't have enough time to go through every single change in detail. Do we have comments on what I just said, or on something else regarding the internal regulations? Okay, let's take Tavi's comment.
Hello, Tavi from local group Tallinn. I just want to clarify. It's written that observer group has to attend at least one council meeting. I already asked the question before, but you said something different in another question. He has to attend one council meeting as an observer group. So that was my question earlier, and you said that it doesn't count when they apply for observership and get it, right?
Indeed, because they don't attend the council meeting as observer, but they become observer actually at the voting results, which is like...
But there is one more clause that says you have maximum amounts of council meetings you can attend as a observer group is 4. So meaning the one you attend as you apply and you get it, and 4 more, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, because previous few days ago you said the other way around. Just had to clarify it. Thank you.
Oh no, wait, this one is different. It says 4 consecutive council meetings after applying for observership. Applying for observerships begins before 28 days before the council meeting.
So finally, what I would like to say to this topic is, if you have uncertainties, as I'm sure you do, please talk with Tom, please talk with the FLC, please talk with people who you think might know before you do any voting decisions. And read the booklet that describes all these proposals for changes. These are important things, and I hope you all make as informed decisions as you can tomorrow. Do we still have comments on this? We are running out of time. If they're important, we can take it, Joris, but yeah.
What?
Microphone.
What will you wear at the Halloween party so we can find you to ask the questions?
Well, I've not prepared anything special, so I'll just make sure that I can wear the same shirt.
He'll have the same horrible-looking mask the night. Sorry. Hey. Okay, thank you, Tom. I would like to propose that we move on to the proposal of exclusion of Cambridge, and that we use this opportunity to have these guys finally here to present their situation and how it has been, and yeah, what they would like to say to us now. Is it okay?
Okay. Hi. Oh, a question already. Wow. We really must have got it bad. Basically, one of the issues we have is in the transfer of information. The students get really involved and they love it, but then they leave before the new students have come in. So the new students don't know about it, and then we get proposed to be excluded. For example, we found out about ESTIEM for the first time after exams had happened and the previous people had gone. So we've only just kind of found out about it. But what we've tried to do to get over that at the moment is we have people in the year below trying to help us organize our event for January so that when we go, hopefully, there'll be still people around. But yes, it's not easy to turn up to stuff because the way in which our course is organized is basically like being at boarding school. And you can't really leave school when you're at boarding school, so except for on the weekend. Tom.
Okay, so Keno's talked a bit about the issues. To put a bit more of a positive spin on things, what we're trying to do at the moment is, for a start, we're organising an event for January. That's going to be on the theme of thinking differently and it's going to be between the 5th and the 9th of January in Cambridge. So all of you guys are invited. Also, as well as that, we're hoping to organise times. And as there are a lot of people, especially...
Can you bring the microphone a little bit closer to you?
Yes, of course. Another thing that we're hoping to do is organise times for this year. There are lots of people in our course who are very much looking to go into consultancy and that kind of thing. And so times could be an event which gets done on an annual basis. Another thing as well with actually attending wider ESTIEM events is that we have the summer free. So potentially things like the Summer Academy and other things that are in the summer, we can attend. So even though for most of the year we're probably going to be absent, at least we can hopefully organise an event a year maybe, or continue doing something like times, and then, well, hopefully in the summer people will be able to come to things like the Summer Academy. So yeah, that's an idea of how we can actually contribute to ESTIEM.
So in conclusion, please do not exclude us yet. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Okay, let's take a couple of questions to the guys. And I start from the right side. Who had their arms up? Please keep it up. Okay, yeah, let's take one from Vienna. I think we cannot take all of them, but I also, again, just ask you to talk to these guys in the evening and, yeah, get to know them. They're nice dudes.
Hi, Felix from Vienna. How will your recruitment will change so there's more of you guys and not just you two?
All we can comment on is what we've done so far. In July, there was me, then there was me and Anahita, and now there's 5 of us. So from July till now, we're basically growing at a rate of 1 a month. We're trying, but at the moment we're only 5. But hopefully, you never know.
And then also, I think one of the things that really sold ESTIEM to me was coming along to the PR and CR school in Madrid. So, so I think that very much, if we can get a few people attending the event in January and then involved in times, I think that once people start getting involved in events and seeing what ESTIEM has to offer, then people will want to get involved in the central organization and actually in the longer term. So, okay.
Sergei, local group Kiev. I have a question to the board. So the question is about the LG Cambridge during this CM. So since the delegate joined us only today, when the whole presentation already been done, and this local group is still the member local group, so they have the right to vote. So will they vote or not? And please comment on your decision.
Yes, they have the right to vote as member group, as any other group who is here. If you will also miss the GA, it will be the same case, or if you just come late. So there is no reason, there's no legal reason or in our integral regulations that will exclude them from voting. And I'm quite sure they informed themselves and tried to follow our sessions before.
Thank you. Let's take one more. What?
Hadi, H-A-D-I, La Peranta. It's so good to see you guys here. I wanted to know for the next council meeting, since you said that you cannot come like during the week, are you going to just attend the next council meeting on the weekends, or is it possible for you to join the whole CM?
That very much depends. When are the exact dates of the next CM? Just to check. Pardon? Okay, thinking about things. I think that in our term time, then we'll only be able to attend for the weekend. If it's outside of our term time and it's the start of the Easter holidays, then there is a significant chance that at least one of us will be able to come for the whole thing. So it depends on the dates.
I mean, it's not just that, I mean, like, for example, we spent the last 2 weeks in industry working on projects in industry. So unfortunately, you're a 9 to 6, basically like unpaid employee of the company. So you can't just leave. If we could, we definitely would. But it's 40% of our final grade.
I would like to do a quick voting now, because we don't have that much time. So raise your arm if you feel information from the guys to make informed voting decision, if you would like to continue this discussion now, or if you could just talk to them afterwards. So we have 3 arms up. So if I understand the council correctly, I would move on to the next point, because we have a lot of topics that we can and should discuss. So thanks, guys. Next, discussion about the proposal for the change of the board year. So who has questions about this? Okay, we have at least Mark's question. Could you give the microphone over, and Nuno probably can answer the questions.
Mark, LG Groningen. It's not really related to the topic, but since no one was asking a question, I'm going to do it now. I would like to raise a motion. Dear board, you are always looking super professional at the council meeting. You're actually adding a lot to the professionalism of ESTIEM. Very well. but for you to give you the opportunity to make the last day of your council meeting a little bit more fun, I would like to propose that Nuno is going to wear our giraffe suit tomorrow in the GA.
Shh. Okay, thanks for the motion. Thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to ask if anybody is supporting Mark's motion. Thank you. Do we have any counter motions? Any counter motions? Okay. No counter motions, so we will proceed to voting on this motion. Okay, let's take the comment first.
Israel, local group Berlin. But I think this motion is fun and in good spirit. I would still propose to vote against it. The reason being, if we do this now, somebody will have another funny motion at the next council meeting, and we will establish a culture of funny motions. And I know this is already the case in LG Eindhoven, as far as I understand. But I don't know if we want that in ESTIEM. And in the IR.
Okay, we have heard Israel's comment, and maybe we could just ask Nuno if he would like to wear the suit without a motion, so that we could avoid this kind of stuff.
No, of course I will.
Okay, so I'm asking Mark, would you like to pull off your motion? Okay, so we will, Mark is pulling out the motion and we won't vote on it. Thank you. So the change in board year, any questions about it? Yeah, Stephanie?
I had a question after I saw the presentation of VWI. I saw they're kind of an important partner for us. And until now, I've seen, well, as far as I know, there's almost always been a German boardie, a German in the board. And I was, and this has been really important for the collaboration with them. So I was wondering if you were gonna maybe pay more attention to this, like if you look at when we're gonna vote, after the voting, if we're gonna pay more attention to this. So how a change of the board year negatively for German local groups, how this might influence the relationship with VWI in the future. Yeah, maybe VWI can reply, I don't know.
If, no, okay, let's take the answer from VWI and then maybe a comment from the board.
Actually, it would be more complicated for German people to get in the board. But if you really want to work in the board, and I think most of the guys in the board don't really study during that time, it won't be really a reason to have not that close relationship. And due to the fact you are discussing also that you won't have a body being responsible for the relationship to the VWI, but this kind of ambassador, I think that won't be a question anyway.
Thank you. And do we have a comment from the board?
No, thank you very much, Hauke.
I wanted to say something. Well, this will be reflected in the votes and how you vote on this. So it's okay.
Okay, we have a question from, so Tom has related to this topic. Okay, let's take this comment and then, or the question.
I want to remind everyone to please vote on this topic based on your LG preference and not on ESTIEM, what would be good for ESTIEM. Because we will analyze all the data afterwards and we really need to know what is your situation.
Thanks for the comment. Then we have one more question.
Denit, local group Sofia. So I would like to ask the board to please clarify if this voting for change of the vote year is official or unofficial, meaning how it would affect the development of ESTIEM further. So is it an official voting?
Yes, it's an official vote of the intention of the General Assembly, but there's no concrete consequences of it, because the consequences come when we change the statutes. So it's an official vote of the intention of the local group to analyze to make the next proposal.
Okay, thank you. We have a technical question from Jonas. This time Jonas Enlund.
Jonas, local group Gothenburg. I just want to ask what the sign for direct reply or comment is. And what is the question for the sign for question in the same topic then? Okay. When I stand up, I might have a direct comment.
Did everybody understand that? Okay, Jonas wanted to have an improvement of our rules, how we have it when you raise your arm. You raise your arm. One arm is when you have a new question, if you want to state for the same topic, both arms. And
two arms.
Wie bitte? What did you say?
So if it's related to the topic being discussed, then it's two arms. If not, then just one arm. Simple as that. Sorry if I wasn't clear enough. Okay. Then I would like to move on to the member and observer applicants. First, before I ask them to come to the stage, does anybody have questions to them? Nobody wrote them down on the list that I posted or put in the hallway. Yeah.
About the previous topic, I have the feeling, because there were not so many questions, I have the feeling that maybe this topic was not, you didn't look into it maybe. So maybe we can tomorrow again have some clarification. If tonight you meet with your and discuss this, and maybe tomorrow if you need some more clarifications, we'll be here. I guess we have some time. We can allocate maybe 5-10 minutes tomorrow.
Yes, we can allocate time, and what we want to do is do the same Flipboard tomorrow morning, so when you arrive you can go through the Flipboard and again post your unclarified questions or topics on the Flipboard. Tibor.
Thank you. I would like to emphasize Tom's statement again, that you have to vote for your own local group, not for ESTIEM. For anti-ESTIEM, there might be a trap. There is one local group availability sheet, which is not really up-to-date because it is usually now organized internally. So just make your opinion up on your own local group's availability for the change of the board year proposal.
Thank you. So again, does anybody have questions to the membership observership applicants? Yes, so let's have them on the stage. So local group or guest groups, Baku and Catania and Gran. And arms up for questions. So let's start with Tom.
Tom, Eindhoven. Well, there was a discussion in CM Portugal about LG Kran, whether they are studying industrial engineering or not. So, and it was not clear from the minutes whether you are or are not. So can you please clarify, are you studying industrial engineering? And are your local group members also studying industrial engineering?
Currently, we have 3 programs in our faculty. One of them is incorporated in industrial engineering. It belongs under that category. And also, I am studying economics right now in Czech Republic.
Well, I'm in the HR management.
I'm informational assistant and management systems.
Was there a slide in the presentation that explains this situation, just to clarify it? So, Tom, do you want to ask something or clarify?
Yeah, clarify. So, if I understand correctly, we're voting for a membership of a local group in the European Students of Industrial Engineering and Management who are not studying Industrial Engineering and Management. Is that true?
Can you repeat, please?
So what Tom was saying is that as far as he understood, we are voting for a membership of a local group that's not Industrial Engineering and Management, and he wanted to clarify if this is correct.
Well, our curriculum was accepted and everything.
Yeah, but we're now voting for membership. We're not voting for anything else. We're voting for you becoming member. It's not like something has been done already while you are...
Okay, before we go further in this, I would like to hear Jonas, because he probably has a good insight on this. So let's give the microphone to Jonas Enlund.
Jonas, local group Gothenburg. I was on the board previous year and responsible for the members committee, and we discussed this a lot. And first, the direct answer is yes, we're voting on their membership application. And I think, yeah, the IEM thing we discussed a lot, and the result is pretty much that we ourselves have to think about what the IEM is. And I think the question is a little bit too leading. So it's up to every single local group here to think if this is a local group that fits to STEAM. Then if you value IEM education high or not, or student organization high or low, that's up to you. The IEM itself, it's more up to the local groups to define themselves, I would say. For me, I have one strong personal opinion about IEM, and I think pretty much everyone here have their own. So think about your own, what do you think IEM is, and then vote upon that.
Thank you. We have a comment on this theme from Jukkis.
Jukkis from Lappeenranta. I would like to hear Louis's opinion about their study program, because I guess she knows the best at the moment what it is compared to if we get a new applicant for them.
Okay, let's give the microphone to Louis.
Yeah, I wasn't the members committee leader when Krani was accepted, and I never seen their curriculum. But me and Orhun are checking it, and I will give it to Orhun, who was members committee leader.
Yes, as Jonas mentioned, we had a discussion about their curriculum at that time, and the final decision was by the membership team. They have IEM curriculum more focused on management, so it was approved by the membership team.
Hang on a second. We have a comment from Nuno. first of all.
Orhun, can we publish the curriculum online so that everyone local group can see it tonight? We share it by email. We can publish it online and share the link by email. No, we put it on the file server and they share by email. It's possible? Okay, then we can do this and then everyone can look it up and make your own decision upon their curriculum.
Thank you. So, Shella, you still have a comment? Okay, we will take this one and...
Jelle, Groningen. I have a question to Tom. What does the IR say about these requirements?
Well, the study of the group should lead to a degree in IEM, and the study should consist of engineering and management.
Thank you. So what, just to summarize, the curriculum of the students in LG Kran will be published tonight, so you can inform yourself and make a decision, and you can also look up the internal regulations. That's really easy. They're not a law text. It's quite easy to navigate and find the respective article over there. So, okay, we have one more question from Gregor.
Gregor from local group Old Guys. Why not just putting it up right now? I mean, we have it in the email, we have internet access, because obviously, for practically speaking, nobody will check it tonight, obviously. And if we can see it here once, we can form our opinion now, and we can talk about it, probably when we're not really drunk, and then we can vote upon it tomorrow.
Okay, could we have Orhun in the front? Or Louise? Whoever has the document. And Joris has a comment. We can take that while we're getting it.
Yes, Joris, Group Enschede. I just want to state, of course, it is our right to decide about the whole package of an LG, so also all the things that are tested in earlier stages of the membership process. But we do have a long process for becoming a member. This is one of the requirements that is already tested when they apply for the first step, and I think it would be really weird if we make this a problem now, because we could have done that earlier. This local group is working on becoming part of ESTIEM for years now. Would recommend everybody to stick with the opinion of the membership team, who have had a well-discussed opinion about this.
Thank you for the comment. So we will take a comment from Louise, and before we take that, I would like to say that actually I think you can all go down, sit down. You don't have to stand in the front like you're being questioned in a court of law. This is ESTIEM after all, and we're about to have a Halloween party tonight. So Louise, please.
Yeah, okay. So before we had the observership applications, Tanya did a presentation showing the difference between the guest and the observership status. And as observership status means that the group is approved by the GA, then that also means that they approve the curriculum. So this should actually not be a reason for not approving them as a member, because once you're approved as observer, you're approved by the council and you're already in the network. So technically this should not influence the vote for membership.
Thank you. Okay, while we're looking up looking for the curriculum, we can take the comment from Tom.
Well, obviously, Well, Tom Eindhoven, obviously we have not done our work then at the observership since we're having the discussion and no one can give an answer at the moment. And there's also a reason for having a step between observer and member, so we can actually still, it's not that that being an observer automatically means that you have to become member. Otherwise we can as well just make everyone member.
Thanks for the comment. First of all, I would like to ask Kata and the organizers if it's okay that we are going to overtime, or is it going to fuck up your plans? Sorry for the rude word. Okay, good. Then Israel had a comment. And then Mark.
Yes. The reason we're discussing it now is because. So I would agree that this is. We agree with Joris and Luis that this is not the place in the process where we should decide upon the curriculum or discuss the curriculum. It has been discussed thoroughly. We came to the conclusion it's more or less IEM. And the reason we have a two-step process between observership and membership is not to discuss these things, but for them to show that they can sustain a local group and organize events, participate in events, etc. And I think they've shown that so far. And so that's why we have the two-step process, not for these kinds of discussions.
Mark, Local Group Groningen. I would like to have some clarification from Kraan. Are your members studying the program that was tested by the membership committee, or are your members studying a different program?
Well, there are these curriculums that are studied around 80% of our members. The other 20% are others. So we don't want to exclude the others because they're really motivated to work.
Okay, we can take the question from Marcia as well.
Marcia, Local Group Porto. So, direct comment to what Nina said. Yeah, I don't think that is very correct. I mean, we also have a lot of proposals from people from other fields and we don't accept them. And I know that also happens in Boğaziçi and it's not very correct. It was one specific program approved, so we should not accept local members for other programs.
Do we have a comment on what Marcia just said? A direct comment to what was said, or do you want to raise another topic? Okay, we have a direct comment from. Do you have a direct comment? Okay, so direct comment from Stephanie. Shh.
Yeah, I just want to add that if we really have to think about the process that is now going on, because for how long can we still call this network a network of IEM students? Just think about it in the future and think about how we should evaluate this, whether they get accepted or not. This is an important thing that's being raised. For how long can we call ourselves IEM network?
Okay, I think Doxy, you have a direct comment on this?
The board also.
Yeah, you can raise it.
I would like to ask the board, because I also had the same question from Baku, if this is allowed, actually, to add other members from other organization, or MC, I don't know who's responsible for this.
Well, technically not, because you're supposed to recruit only pure IM students, which curriculum was approved, if it was approved, because before, quite some years ago, like a few years ago, we didn't even check. We just said, yeah, I am, or no, it's not. But practically, there is absolutely no way that Central Esteem can control this. Like, when they register a member on the portal, you cannot check what this person is studying. That's very impractical.
Can I continue with a question then? Can we make it something like a rule then, that there are IEM? But hard for that. It doesn't matter, okay.
Okay. We have a lot of comments on this. I would like to take the one from the middle here. So not the one on the right, but yeah, exactly. Sorry, I cannot remember everybody's name.
Ines Porto, I just want to say that I agree with what Marcia said. And I know that this is a very not comfortable question. How do I say? It's a delicate question, okay? But I think that it's preferable to be rude and to stick to what we are, and we are IEM students, rather not to be. Because, for example, we in Porto, we study in a faculty of engineering. Just our faculty of engineering, it has more than 7,000 students. But we are only recruiting the ones who study IEM. If we were going to recruit students that study chemical engineering or civil engineering or mechanical engineering, we'll be probably a group with most members, but we aren't, because we stick to what we are. And just, that's my opinion.
Okay, let's take the comment. Okay, yeah, let's take the comment from the board first, from Sorana.
Okay, I'd like to add a comment before this discussion gets even more wilder. I would like to remind everyone how many events this local group has already organized, and you are voting right now for their membership according to their activity and how many members they have had traveled, and you also have a person applying for project leadership position. The curriculum has already been approved. We're not voting on the membership to approve their curriculum. We're voting according to their activity level, which was already reflected a lot.
Thanks for the summary. Okay, everybody has been able to see the curriculum and everybody has heard the comments. And I'm not sure if it makes any sense if we continue this discussion further. I think we have discussed it. You have heard the opinions from many esteemers, from the board, from LG Kran, the members committee. So what you now have to do is just consider within your local group how you want to vote, what you believe is correct. And yeah, I don't know if I can say anything else. So much for the discussion today. We're already 10 minutes over time. Right now, we have some announcements. Shh. Let's start with the announcement, or I will ask once more about the phone. Has nobody really lost the phone? Because the okay, owner is found. That's good. Then Alina, you had an announcement?
Do you guys know who is this guy? Yes, he is a LAR Forum coordinator, and we have some news for you.
Yeah, I hereby would like to congratulate LG Porto for being the organizers of LR Forum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next, LG Trondheim asked me to say that their flag has been stolen yesterday, and they haven't found it from the lost and found. So if anybody knows the whereabouts of the flag of LG Trondheim, please report to them. Okay, Linus might know something about it, but you can just go directly to the guys. I don't think it concerns the home council. Okay, so apparently there are so many hands up now that there is some serial criminality now within our ranks. Okay. So in the Halloween party, we hope to be able to, or hope that somebody is dressed up as Sherlock Holmes and will solve this crime. The mystery of the flags. And finally, Kata, would you like to make some announcements?
Thank you very much, Tibor. So, guys, this might come a little bit late, and I would like to state that we are really happy that we have this many participants, external participants as well. But we would like to kindly ask our external participants that they should not sleep at the hostels which are booked for our registered participants. Because as you might have noticed, we as organizers, we are also sleeping there with you, just to make sure that everything goes okay. And there were examples that at one of the hostels, one of the organizers could not sleep there. And this makes everything really complicated for us, the waking up, the breakfast as well. So please, we can help you find a hostel, a host. Just don't sleep where the registered participants and the organizers should sleep. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kata. So finally, it is time to
Okay, unmute the live stream.
Participants join the events, the dinner, the gala dinner, the activities.
Not all of them. The boat, for example, is limited.
So also gala dinner, no.
Halloween party is unlimited, I think. Is it? Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. So it's time to... Svonka, do you have a question? Make it quick.
No, one thing that I want to say is we had hotel rooms at a hotel, but then they told us that we were able to stay at a hostel, and that's why we're staying at a. So I'm not sure if I'm getting the wrong message.
Yeah, no, you're not the kind of external participants Kata meant.
I'm sorry about that.
So it's people who have not been registered to the council meeting, but just traveled to Budapest to join some of the sessions informally, I think.
Misunderstanding then, thank you.
Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. So time to close agenda point. Oh, oops.